Like all Chicagoans know, there's so much more that this city has to offer. And we have a very special guest in the building. This is Isaiah speaking. Edwin is co-hosting with me here today, Edwin.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
And then we do have a very special guest in the building. Well, not technically in the building since we're all quarantining, so it's over Zoom. We have a Miss Tionna Van Gundy. Did I pronounce your name correct?
You did. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of the show, Tionna. And just for the purpose of when we chop up little bits of the video for us to promote the episode, if you had to do an elevator pitch to somebody who just wanted to understand what exactly it was you were doing, what would that sound like?
Oh, kind of put me on the spot now. So Shy Together Socially Safe Entertainment is a 4-hour event experience from 7 until 8:30 is live music, contests, games, and giveaways. And then from 8:30 onward is our featured screening for the night. People can drive in, they can park, they're parked socially safe and distance apart from the next vehicle next to them, but they can sit in their car, on top of their car, just in front of their car. We do ask that everyone wear a mask when they're outside of their vehicle. Just for socially safe purposes. And there are food and beverage and concessions available on site. So all of that stuff can be purchased on site from a food truck who are supporting all of our local food truck vendors, and come out and support local artists.
And if I wanted to purchase a ticket, where would I go to purchase a ticket?
Our website is shytogether.com. So that's www.shy-together.com. And then in kind of conjunction with that, like many others, started a side hustle and started event planning on the side. That's always been my background. I've always been in and around events in some capacity, and hospitality and service is just me at my core. So it was like a natural fit. And at first I landed in weddings. So my first company is Wedicity, which is a wedding planning company based out of West Loop. But yeah, that's how I got here, was basically through the connections at the hotel and the hotel world at Marriott.
I think it's always dope when people can make a living doing something that they actually enjoy. And then you brought up something that's a reoccurring conversation, both on the network and just personally with Edwin and I. And what that is it's not necessarily about the people that love and care about you always. Sometimes it's about the people who are like-minded. And I think that that's a really important key. So as you're creating this network of people who are like-minded individuals, how did you end up getting to creating the business that has you here on this platform today?
Absolutely. That's a lengthy question. I'll try to give you the Cliff Note version. But basically, I had my wedding planning business, which is Wedicity, and I've had that for about 8 years now. And
is there a website for us to link?
Sure. Yeah. It's wed-icity.com. And that's our wedding planning business, which, like I said, I've had for 8 years. And then the past couple of years, I've seen an uptick in corporate events. And most of that was just word of mouth, which has been great. And I've been meaning for the last couple of years to create a second brand that was non-wedding related. So that was just, really honing in on like the conferences and trade shows and incentive travel and things like that. At the end of last year, beginning of this year, we really started to work on that brand. And that brand is now Fueled Events, which is FUELEDEVENTS.com. So Fueled Events is, all of our non-wedding work. So anything, like I said, conferences, trade shows, meetings, that kind of thing. So that is what was kind of created at the beginning of this year, not really knowing that COVID was going to hit and we were going to take a major pivot. So
COVID pretty much shut down the wedding business then for you, right?
Oh, absolutely. So almost 100%. We, or very early on, I was pretty positive in the beginning, thinking, oh, this will come back. We'll be fine if we have a couple of, rescheduled or postponed events, so on and so forth. And then as I stared down an empty event calendar, I got a little nervous. This was actually supposed to be our best year yet in business, and it really turned us upside down and inside out. And in that, I was like, okay, what's my next move, right? Like I've got to figure it out. I've got to come up with a plan. And in that, there was very limited sense of togetherness of anything that we could do, right? Everything was like, stay home, stay away from people, like don't look at someone, don't breathe on someone. It was very much, like that quarantine lifestyle that we've all lived for the, past several months. So in that, I was just like, okay, I got to get creative. And at first, I felt like I just kept thinking small, and I was like, that's just not enough. It's not right. And I wanted to make sure it was brand aligned with kind of what I've built. He's like, a drive-in makes so much sense. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got out of the car for 2 hours, like decompressing. Of course, that's the only thing we can do is be in our cars. That's genius. And then my logistics, which is where I thrive. Like I'm a planner. So, the logistics side of things for me is like an easy, very, an easy place to be. So the logistics of my brain started really just rolling, and I started really coming up with ideas, and I was like, oh my gosh, this could work. And then it was like, how do I get this from, in my head down on paper? So I was like, pen to paper, what can I do? And then I started putting numbers to it and trying to figure out a bigger plan. And in that, we created this drive-in event series called Shy Together, Socially Safe Entertainment, which is basically why I'm here today.
Now, we definitely want to break down Shy Entertainment. I'm sorry?
It's Shy Together.
Shy Together. So people can see what we're talking about. Now, Tionna, we definitely want to get into, you said this is a drive-in entertainment business. Now, obviously, because of COVID, this idea, sprouted. And I think that COVID or not, with the way that the entertainment industry is working and how people like everything to be accessible and personal, I think that this is something that's going to thrive even after COVID. So can you tell us a little bit more about how you came up with, one, the name, the concept, and how you made the connections for it to be what it is growing into today?
Absolutely. So on the conceptual side, that's kind of at the grassroots side of this was, not only was I trying to save my small business, but I have a team I employ. I have a responsibility to them to make sure that they can put bread on the table, right? And that they can cover their rent or their mortgage. And for me, that's really, really important. I really feel like I have an obligation to them. So my first thought was like, how do I take care of my girls, right? Like, how do I take care of them? And along the way, how do I not let my business that I've strived so hard to get to this point, how do I not let that fail? So that was kind of the initial thought. And then as I started really diving into the concept and, conceptualizing what this could look like and feel like, and that's the event side of me talking. You use all 5 of your senses, and what does it feel like? And how does that, what is the guest experience like? So when I started really going through that really got me excited about what could be and how I can impact other people. And then my motivation, I wouldn't say shifted, but it layered on. And it was like, oh, wow, I can impact the community. I can impact other businesses. I can help out Chicago that I love. And then I got really, really excited.
Is that the only night that you guys are doing something?
It is Wednesday through Sunday. So every week, Wednesday through Sunday. There are 3 days we aren't operating, which is August 8th, 9th, and 10th, just because of RuPaul's Drag Race will be taking over the space.
And the space is where exactly?
Soldier Field South Lot. So it's a south parking lot, just it's sandwiched right between McCormick and Soldier Field, and it's the large surface lot right there.
What do you think the main difference is between here and Ohio, considering we're all still Midwest?
Oh man, there's no comparing Chicago to any other city in my mind. That's not even fair. That's not.
I'm gonna reuse that drop of you saying that. I'm gonna reuse that and loop.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's not fair. I mean, I believe that too, and I'm from here, so I